Hello and welcome to the next episode of Build Your Own X-Wing, and it may look a little different today because I am filming this at night. I don't have the window for the natural light today, and that is because during the day today I was actually at an arts and crafts fair with all my builds so far, and it was really nice for me to have all the builds that I've done over the last 6 years on display. Lots of people took an interest. It was very nice and cool to talk about it and show off some of the videos and show the builds off in themselves. And I recommend that if you do get a chance to display and showcase the builds that you are doing, do it, because it's good for the community and it's good for yourself to be like, yeah, you know what, I put all this hard work and time and money into building these things, why not show them off? So that's why it is a little later than usual. Sorry that I didn't get to tell you guys about it. If you are living in the UK and wanted to come down, sorry it was such short notice. It was short notice for me. I did let the people on the Facebook group and the Patreon know, and I did post it early yesterday morning, but I wasn't able to do a video about it, so that it goes to all you subscribers. And speaking of subscribers, actually, I was looking through all my analytics on YouTube, and I found out that quite a large number of you that watch this video aren't actually subscribed. So I'm going to say, please give a subscribe to this channel. I have a personal goal of reaching the 10,000 mark. I know that seems unlikely, but I would love to reach 10,000 subscribers. I know that it doesn't necessarily mean anything apart from that. It doesn't add any monetary value or anything like that, but I would like to hit 10,000 subscribers. So if you are watching this and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I only post a video every 3 weeks, soon to be every 2 weeks, so it's not going to fill up your YouTube channel or anything like that. And if you want to join the Facebook group and the Patreon, links are down below to them. So let's get started by looking at what we get in issue 13. And in issue 13 we get another one of these, another half of the casing of the sublight engine. As you can see, it's got a lot of holes as well, and those holes are to be filled by all of these extra parts. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that now. There we have it all done, and yeah, it looks very similar to the one that we did last time, and of course in time it will sit on there like that as one complete piece. But there is more to do before we attach these two parts together, and the start of all these new things involves this piece here to begin with, which is a nice cog with this kind of mouthy type piece here and this open mouth type piece here. You also need to get this reflector part here, which comes in its own little packaging so that it doesn't get damaged. Now you'll see on this part here that there are 4 pins like that, and there are 4 holes in this part here, very tiny holes on the inside, you can see here. I just need to make sure that I get this right. So yeah, so the open mouth, so you got the closed mouth, they got the kind of grip here that needs to face away from this little indent here, and when you do that, all of those pins should just push into place, he says. That one is not willing to go. I wonder if I've got this right around. Be right back. And I had, there we go. So the mouthpiece there, oh poo, no, I've done it the wrong way around. Let's try this again. Okay, so we have this little notch here, and then we have this mouthpiece there away from it. So it will look like that when it's all done. The next thing we need is the back end of this thruster, looking fantastic. And you see there is a groove there, just one groove actually, and that groove is for this little notch here. So you need to place it this way with the fan parts going inwards along that groove. I'm making a right hash of this. There we go. that will just sit in there all the way down. Push it in as far as possible and it will sit in there looking like that. You will then need to get the LED that is supplied in this issue in this really long wire, and we also need to get to this part here, and we just push the LED into the bottom of that part there, and it is a very snug fit. That isn't going anywhere, and you've got the LED pointing out of this center part here. We then need to get this part here with the fan. Remember this from last time, and there is a hole just there. No, sorry, it's this hole here. It's this hole here that we're using. We'll just zoom out a little bit, and we'll just push the connector of the LED through that hole and pull it through. Yeah, pull it through. That's right, just like that. And then when we've done that, we need to actually push it through this hole as well. So it only is going on the inside very briefly through those two holes there, like that, looking great. And then the extra part here, or the end of it, actually comes through this part here, which we've just done, through the hole there, and that will go in there like that. And when that's all done, you see that those two holes will align somewhat, and these two holes won't actually. How much do I have to pull this through? Oh, okay, so I have to pull it through quite a far old way. So we push this all the way, so that essentially this part here is sticking towards the end, and we push this through, and you'll see there's a little groove just here, and we just need to angle this around to fit into that groove there, like that. So then we get everything else in place and push that down. Ooh, I think that's correct. I hope that's correct, because that's gone in. Oh, I think something may have broken actually. Oh yeah, it has. If I just get this back out. Well, not broken, just this collar part has come apart that we attached last issue. Let me go and sort this out. Be right back. And I was getting it right. It's just a tight old fit. So you got the bulb in there. There's two pegs in there. Make sure that that is really pushed down, and it will look like that when that part is all done. We then need to get the other half of it and swing it around so the notch line there matches this here, and then we just line up the notches and push it all in there like that. Really nice firm push down there like that, and that will attach there like that. It is a little loose. I'm not sure if that's meant to be the case. I think so. I think it is, because then with this part here, this light part here, we need to align it with this end thruster. So there's a little notch at the top there, and the same notch as we used earlier to push the thing through. We just push, oh I see, push that down like that, and that will hold everything in place apart from these end parts here, which I guess will be held on hopefully a little better a little later date, because they are quite loose. Oh no, it does solve this now. There's a locking collar. It's just this little locking collar. That's the last thing. So we tighten them up as much as you can, and then put this locking collar in place. Little click. There we go. And that is nice and secure. Look at that. A proper little engine thruster already. And just to test it out, we get back our little test box here. And I'm hoping for a really bright light to come out of this. Ooh. Oh wow, yeah. Wow, went right in my eyes. Look at that. Oh, that is beautiful. That is absolutely stunning. So bright. Damaging my camera while I do this, but I don't care. That is stunning. Okay, that is such a nice little torch. Hold on a second. Bear with me just a second. I'm just mucking about here now. Way. Woo! Woo! Okay, so if you ever wanted a red torch, you now have a red torch. I don't know why you'd need a red torch, but we do have a red torch. Wow. Oh, so bright. So bright. That reflecting glass, that silver part that we put it in, is absolutely stunning. Look at that. Woo! 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 Okay, that's enough of that. Right, let's turn these lights back on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bing. Okay, and that is the first of the thrusters done. I'm going to take that apart. Lovely. And I'm imagining this will be mounted here onto the wing at some point. I wonder if I've got the wing. Yes, it is. So it doesn't say to do this yet in the instructions, but there's a hole here which we will poke this through at some point and push this through. Ooh, these damn labels. So that will go all the way in there, and then we have a little peg and a screw hole to attach it like so, and that's what it will look like with the thruster. And then there's bigger thruster part there to come. Lovely. Very nice. Brilliant. And that is only one issue. We've still got another issue to go this time. If you are enjoying this video, please don't hesitate to give it a like. Hitting that like button will really help me out and really help out the channel as well. So thank you very much for doing that. And actually, I surprised myself, I really do, because that step there that I just showed you is exactly what we're doing in issue 14. So in issue 14, we get back the wing here. And just to reinforce it even more, we have this metal framework, but it is white. It is white metal this time, not the usual grey, which is very nice indeed. That will just sit very nicely there as giving extra support. We don't screw it down yet, just place it there for now. And then we also get another white piece of support framing. I'll just make sure I get it this way, the right way around. So yes, so you want it, you got the semicircle here. You want this little curvy part away from that semicircle and just slotted, oh yeah, just slotted in there like that. Slots very, very nicely. And I think that is it. Yes, it is. So I just need to screw down this metal framing work, which I'm just going to go ahead and do now. And we have that all screwed in. Now we're going to do exactly the same thing as we just did, thinking it'll be a, oh, you know what, we'll do this later moment. Well, I suppose technically we are doing it later, and that we're doing it now. So we'll just pull this wire through and secure that there. And then we use the final screw that we have, the XW02 screw, to screw it in place. So there it is, everything is all lined up. Then we just screw it into this hole here. All this secured by one screw. Seems a little dodgy, but it's not the heaviest thing in the world, this sublight engine. I'm going to make sure that that's nice and tightly in there like that. Yeah, that is very secure. Has to be said. Very, very secure indeed. So, now you may see that it's very hard to see actually. Let's see if I can zoom in and see it. There's a little groove just there. Now we need to make sure that this wire goes around this groove. It does recommend in the instructions to kind of poke at it with the screwdriver, so that goes in there like that. And then there's another groove just up here. So again, just need to feed through the wire, making sure that that is in that groove there. And then in between the top two of this part here. Can I do this with my finger? Yes, I can. Oh, it does come loose. So just going to make sure that right, it's come loose at that one as well. So let's put this back up top here. Sorry, can't see what I'm doing. Let's put this back at the top there and feed it through there, and it comes out this hole here with with as much space as can be. There we go. So those are the wires all threaded through. It's hard to say. So it avoids all of the other clips and screws that we will be doing at this point. At this point as well, we also get this extension wire, which I'm not going to unfold at the moment, but I am going to push the clip in, but I'm not going to extend it because it just might get in the way. If I can actually clip it in at all. In you go. There you go. So yeah, that will just extend the wire. At some point, it's come loose again. This might have to be a repeated process, putting it in between all these little cables like that. So yeah, that's the extension wire on there. Oh, hold on. I'm so sorry. I just assumed that went in there. Oh no, it's not going to come out now. Come on. Yes, that doesn't go in there at all because it actually fits in here like this. So we need to face it this way. So you've got the two pegs facing up, and it just slots into this hole here. Okay, there we go. That's a nice fit. And then you want to thread it through this groove here, all the way up here. Just make sure, where's that screwdriver? Make sure it does go in the groove so that it doesn't get in the way of any of the mechanics. Again, it has a tendency to pop out, but it won't when it's all down and settled in place. And then up here, you see it goes through that hole there. And then when it goes through that hole there, it actually goes behind the grooves that we have just done for the sublight engine. So behind this little part here, it's not wanting to go in at all. I'm just going to have to do this off camera. Be right back. And there we go. It's all in place there, apart from this one's just popped out. It is a little, very fiddly this, with all these wires. It's the fiddliest part of the X-Wing so far. But yes, I think they're all in place. So to secure all that down now, we get this piece here, just to screw over the top. So it does fit very nice and flush there. So let us screw this down with some XW02 screws. I'm going to talk with this one because we're coming to the end of the video. So while I'm screwing this down, I just want to say thank you very much for watching this video. I know you couldn't see that one go in. Sorry about that. It's been a bit of a longer one, hasn't it, today? Sod's law. Because I now need to edit this and get it out for today while you're watching this, and I don't have all day to edit it. Got a couple of hours, so it might be out late, and if it was out later than normal, I apologise, but it's still out on a Sunday even, so that's good. Oh, look what I've just done. I've just screwed in a wire. Don't do that. Don't damage the wires. Okay, loosened up. There we go. So those wires are nice and loose now, ready to be plugged in to whatever main battery pack comes with this X-Wing. Yeah, looking very nice indeed. There is just one final thing I need to do, and that is get to these parts here, and they just snap off like that, and they are screw hole covers, which is pretty neat to be getting at such an early stage. I didn't expect that at all. Of course, they're not one to go in until you properly shave them down. So, yeah. I mean, these screw hole covers, I'd take them or leave them, to be honest. To be fair, no, that's a lie. For the R2-D2, I think they were needed because I didn't want ghastly screws on the actual bodywork of my R2, and they're probably needed here, to be fair. I don't know how much of this will be visible by the time it is all done, but yeah, there we go. I mean, they don't really match with the paintwork, so still makes it obvious, but at least they look like blemishes on the actual work itself rather than screw holes. And I guess all this part will be covered up at some point. Yeah, and that is a very cool issue. A couple of issues, has to be said, getting this wing looking as it is. And if I just pop this on here like so, it will look like that when it is all screwed down. I can't zoom out big enough to see it, but yeah, it will look like that with this gorgeous engine blaring away. I'm just going to put this on. The engine is 02 on the wires. I don't know what 01 is. Oh, it'll be for the gun. It'll be for the gun. No, I won't attach the gun now, because that will probably be happening very soon indeed. Okay, whoa, there we go. There's the engine shining brightly like that. Lovely. I'm going to hold this, and this is how I'm going to end the video, with this bright red light shining in your eyes. So thank you very much for watching this long video, issues 13 and 14, where we do a good chunk of this X-Wing. I hope you join me in 3 weeks' time for the next 2 issues. It was pushing it a bit, actually, getting these parts in time. They only arrived on Tuesday, and as I'm filming this, it's Saturday, Sunday, and now you're watching it. So yeah, it may be delayed for Christmas. I hope not. I hope December doesn't throw anything. I hope that I will see you in 3 weeks' time, and then I hope after that, in the new year, it's every 2 weeks. That would be lovely. But until 3 weeks' time, or a little bit later, I will keep you updated. Until then, guys, take care. Bye-bye.